Hey everybody. Today I want to talk about another undying myth in the aquarium hobby. This is the second one this week that has actually cropped up in my comment section. Yesterday I shot a video about how ick does not live in our aquariums at all times and wait for the right opportunity to break out. That is a common myth that is untrue. And another common myth that just keeps going around and around and around is that if you buy a Sun filter and it leaks and somehow floods your house or your apartment or whatever, it will not be covered by your insurance because it's not Underwriters listed, or you don't see that little UL sticker on the plug. That little UL stands for Underwriters Laboratories. There's absolutely no truth to this at all. I'm not sure where that idea came from. It really is sort of a mystery to me. I'm not sure what people think the Underwriters Laboratories is. But we're going to talk about that today. If you're done, if you've gotten all the information you need to know, then you can move on, because I'm not going to re-explain how it just has nothing to do with your insurance. The Underwriters Laboratory will nothing to do with your insurance at all. If you're worried about the Underwriters Laboratories and it not being UL listed or whatever, has zero to do with your insurance. So if that's all you were worried about, you can move on. If you want to know what the Underwriters Laboratories really is, and if you're not familiar with that, it's an American thing. It's a for-profit company that will test your products for you, and you have to pay them to test your products for you. They are for-profit, and if you pass their test, then you get to put your little sticker on there saying, I passed their test, and the consumer will know that they're getting a product that has passed their vigorous testing. There's no argument there. They really do, vigorously test products to make sure they're safe and the electrical components are, wired correctly and all that kind of stuff. So there is some value to having that sticker on there. But companies pay to get that sticker on there. That's an advertising thing. It has absolutely nothing to do with insurance or anything. And to further prove that point, when I posted my last video about this, I actually called an insurance agent and I spoke to him for a little while about it. And it took me quite a while to even get him to understand what I was trying to ask him. And I didn't want to give him a leading question, so I just basically asked him about if a toaster burned somebody's house down, and if it wasn't an Underwriters, certified or listed toaster or whatever, would that violate? And he didn't understand what I was talking about. And finally, he got frustrated with me. He's like, "Look, if somebody's toaster, malfunctions and burns their house down, we'll give them the money. We'll pay the claim if that's what happens." Like, I'm not sure what you're asking me. So I backed up and I explained the whole situation about the aquarium filters and being listed, and he said that had absolutely nothing to do with any of that. But he did bring up a very good point, and we actually had a pretty good conversation about it. And what he brought up was the fact that most insurance companies aren't going to cover any filter that leaks and floods your apartment or floods your house, because that's going to get covered under flood damage, and the vast majority of policies out there don't have flood damage on them unless you specifically buy flood damage. So he told me that if I was shooting some video about this and talking about that, what would be a better point to make was not that it's not UL listed or anything like that. The better thing to do is to call your insurance company and find out if you have flood coverage. If your aquarium filter leaks or one of your tanks breaks or something and you flood your house or you flood your apartment, you are probably not going to be covered, simply because insurance companies aren't in the business of paying out money if they don't have to. And flood insurance is one of those things that can get really expensive really quickly, and it's a fairly common happenstance in people's homes. Pipes burst, stuff gets spilled, fish tanks burst, water beds rupture, and insurance companies said long ago, like, we're not paying for any of that stuff unless you pass a lot of extra money just in case. So your policy probably does not have flood insurance on it, and therefore if your filter were to leak, it wouldn't be covered. But it's got nothing to do with the Underwriters Laboratory thing. That's just an advertising thing. It's a private, for-profit business. They used to be non-profit, but it was one of those non-profits that was run in such a way that everybody did really well. They might not have come out with any extra money at the end of the year, but I'm sure their CEO made a pretty hefty, paycheck every month and a big bonus at the end of the year and all that kind of stuff. The Underwriters Laboratory has always been just a way of advertising. It's something you can put on your product that you can say, look how good my product is. It got this sticker on it. It passed their rigorous testing. And again, if there is some value to that, but the Sun filters are not going to void your warranty. No filter's going to void your homeowner's insurance or anything like that. The flood will, though, probably. So call your insurance company if that's a concern of yours. Don't worry about the filter. Don't worry about the sun. Don't worry about the UL. Ask them about flood damage, because that's where they're going to not cover. So that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that one. Don't forget, I do a live stream every Friday and Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks for watching this one. I'll see you real soon in the next one.